Well, the threat of nuclear war is once again a very real nightmare.
India's defiance of the international community by conducting 3 nuclear underground tests yesterday is causing heated reaction all over the world.
Today, President Clinton vowed to punish India for its actions. WGN Washington correspondent Lisa Lee joins us live now from the White House. Lisa?
Well, Stephen Allison, the latest word tonight from the White House is President Clinton will most certainly impose harsh economic sanctions against India, possibly as early as tomorrow. They would be worth billions of dollars for that country. But the greater threat tonight is the potential of a nuclear war in that region, which the CIA calls the most likely place for conflict over the next 5 years, stemming from religious tensions between India, Pakistan, and China. On Tuesday, President Clinton clearly denounced India for conducting 3 underground nuclear tests and made clear he will carry out mandatory sanctions for its defiance.
I call on India to announce that it will conduct no further tests and that it will sign the Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty now and without conditions.
But threats of sanctions are bouncing off the Indian government.
We are not afraid of sanctions. It will affect their business. There's a huge, almost self-sufficient country.
The successful tests are proof to the Indian people that their government is able to make a nuclear bomb, putting it a step ahead of its neighbor rival Pakistan, which is now hinting it may follow suit and conduct nuclear tests of its own. But the president sent a warning that any testing in the already volatile region could provoke a nuclear war, which would have worldwide ramifications.
I also urge India's neighbors not to follow suit, not to follow down the path of a dangerous arms race.
The underground nuclear blast came as a complete surprise to the CIA, which drew harsh criticism from the chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee.
Make no mistake about it, our intelligence agencies failed us on this occasion in a big, big way.
The Senate Majority Leader warned India will be punished.
It's a very bad thing that they have done, and it will have ramifications, I think, in the region and internationally with regard to nuclear policy.
The CIA is conducting its own investigation, and Congress says it will hold hearings on Thursday to discuss how India managed to pull off 3 underground nuclear tests without the U.S. intelligence community ever knowing about it. Reporting live from the White House, I'm Lisa Lee, WGN News.
Okay, Lisa, any answers to just how this got past the CIA?
Well, the latest word tonight is apparently India had moved most of its nuclear testing operations underground to escape satellite detection, but there are reports tonight that Washington was alerted of India's plans, both from the Indian government and from a letter from Pakistan.
Okay, Lisa, thank you.
A Peoria man.
Fighting the most serious allegations of his career, President Clinton received a warm, robust welcome from Congress.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
The president boasted of his administration's successes with the economy and the budget.
I will submit to Congress for 1999 the first balanced budget in 30 years. If we balance the budget for next year, it is projected that we'll then have a sizable surplus in the years that immediately follow. What should we do with this projected surplus? I have a simple 4-word answer. Save Social Security first.
1 year from now, the president recommends historic Social Security reform. He also had a message for the next generation. He wants class sizes reduced to 18 for 1st through 3rd grades. Now, the president is about to issue a stern warning to Iraq, saying he is determined to deny Saddam Hussein the capacity to use weapons of mass destruction. The president's agenda, however, has been clouded this week because of the allegations that he had sex with a White House intern. Gary Nuremberg has been following that story today and joins us now live from the White House. Say your name, where you're from. The first video clips of Monica Lewinsky side by side with President Clinton have been found. This is the president the day after his re-election in November of '96. Monica Lewinsky is the brunette in the black beret. She is the woman who claims on secretly recorded tapes to have had a sexual relationship with the president and that he told her to lie about it under oath. In a dramatic move, President Clinton is reaching out to his best friends and advisors for support and help. Former U.S. Trade Representative Mickey Cantor And former Deputy White House Chief of Staff Harold Ickes flew back to Washington today. Ickes will focus on damage control, while Cantor has agreed to become the president's chief legal advisor. The First Lady has reportedly taken the lead in the defensive strategy for her husband and asked Cantor and Ickes to be by Clinton's side. Independent prosecutor Kenneth Starr spent Saturday on the phone with Monica Lewinsky's attorney, William Ginsburg, reportedly negotiating full immunity for the 24-year-old. There are reports that she is prepared to admit a sexual relationship with the president under immunity. Ginsburg told the media his client is, quote, frightened out of her mind of being convicted of a crime. Federal prosecutors have reportedly seized the computer hard drives from the Pentagon belonging to Lewinsky and her friend Linda Tripp, who secretly recorded their conversations. Tripp did so with the advice of her friend Lucy Ann Goldberg, a literary agent in New York.
I have to say, it's shocking stuff when you realize it's the President of the United States. And I know I'm not asking anybody to believe these tapes. Let the facts come out. But I believe them. These tapes are real. What is said on them is very, very real.
While most members of Congress are remaining silent, one Democratic leader says we're being unfair to Clinton.
What we should do is concentrate on trying to find out what the facts are. It's serious enough to believe that if it's obstruction of justice, then you can raise your question. But we have no idea of what the leaks are based on.
While the world focuses on what's being referred to as Zippergate, a black cloud is looming over another crisis, Iraq. This morning, national security advisors, including the Secretary of State, Secretary of Defense, and the Vice President, all gathered at the White House to discuss what to do about Saddam Hussein. White House aides say the president spent today rehearsing Tuesday's State of the Union address. But the nation's attention will most likely then be focused instead on a grand jury in Washington, before which Monica Lewinsky, Vernon Jordan, and several others are scheduled to testify on Tuesday prior to the State of the Union. It could be the most watched speech Bill Clinton has ever given. At the White House, Lisa Lee, WGN News. At the White House, Lisa Lee, WGNX, CBS 46. At the White House, Lisa Lee, KTLA News. Lisa Lee, 2 News, the White House. At the White House, Lisa Lee, CLTV News. At the White House, Lisa Lee for the WB11 News at 10. At the White House, Lisa Lee, WB17 News at 10. At the White House, Lisa Lee for the 10 o'clock news. At the White House, Lisa Lee, ABC 26 News. At the White House, Lisa Lee, Fox 61 News at 10. At the White House, Lisa Lee, Fox 40 News. At the White House, Lisa Lee, Fox 43 News at 10. At the White House, Lisa Lee, Fox 59 News. At the White House, Lisa Lee, Central Florida News 13. Ignoring the allegations of sexual misconduct swirling around the White House, the President and First Lady tonight hosted a highbrow state dinner, honoring British Prime Minister Tony Blair for his first official visit to the U.S. But the President can't escape the scrutiny. Earlier, the President again was questioned on the nature of his relationship with former White House intern Monica Lewinsky.
I have already denied the legal charges strongly, and I do so again. But there is an ongoing investigation. Under those circumstances, the right thing for me to do is to go back and do the job the American people hired me to do.
In yet another twist, independent prosecutor Kenneth Starr has subpoenaed a West Palm Beach television station for its videotapes of Clinton's visit last March when he fell during his stay at golfer Greg Norman's house, badly injuring his knee. Prosecutors want to know whether Lewinsky was with the president during the visit.
Right now we're looking through all of our files to see if we have that tape. I will tell you, though, if we did have it, it would have been in our air already.
White House spokesman Mike McCurry said he did not believe Lewinsky was with the president, but he'd have to check into it. The ranking Democrat on the House Judiciary Committee, John Conyers, has reportedly drafted a 12-page letter to Attorney General Janet Reno, asking that she investigate Starr's tactics. In Little Rock, Starr defended his practices and said the investigation is moving quickly, making significant progress.
We are going by the book. We want the truth. We want all the truth. We want it completely, accurately.
A reported deal for immunity for Lewinsky made headlines this morning. But from his Los Angeles home, Lewinsky's attorney, William Ginsburg, said any such arrangement was news to him. 2 appearances before Starr's grand jury today, a former White House intern and the White House Deputy Chief of Staff, John Podesta. Both denied any knowledge of any improper relationship. At the White House, Lisa Lee, WGN News. At the White House, Lisa Lee, WGNX, CBS 46. At the White House, Lisa Lee, KTL.